Hey Ava, it's a pleasure to meet you. We're really happy to talk to you. I mean, we've never had the chance to do it here in Peru, but it's really nice to see you. And I just wanted to ask you, how have you been doing this whole time? Like, it's been a difficult time. It's really uncertain with the pandemic, and you've been releasing an album during that time. So, what have you been up to?
I've been in the studio a lot, and last year I kind of like was in between doing music videos, but also staying home because of the lockdown, and so it was different. But this year I'm pretty much doing it all now, and but again, COVID safe, and really working on the next chapter. I'm really excited to share with everybody new music, and of course.
Okay, great. And I also read that you moved really young to LA, like when you were 15.
Yeah.
So, who made that decision at that time? Was that you begging your mom, like, let's move, or was it your mom's idea? Because I read that you were also into music, like, since you were little. So,
Yeah, I sang since I was like 6 years old, but my parents were always so supportive. My mom like left everything behind and moved to California when I was 14, and but no one wanted to sign a 14-year-old singer. No one wanted to like support that. I remember going into meetings and people were like, you're too young, come back when you're 18. And so it was just so interesting because I was trying to record my music in a studio, and it was hard. So at the time we were flying back and forth to Miami from LA when I was 14, and I was being homeschooled, and it was just a tough time, I remember. But then I went back east and came out again when I was 17 with my brother.
oh, okay, cool. And how was that with your brother?
Yeah, again, it was tough. Like everything I tried to do, it felt like it wasn't working. But finally, when I met a producer named Circuit when I was 20, it started turning around. He started like believing in me. He was letting me write my own songs in the studio, and it felt like finally I was finding myself.
Right. And I was just about to ask you about Circuit. How did you go? Because I read also this. How did you go from singing "Happy Birthday" to just writing and producing your smash hit "Sweet But Psycho" and also your first album? Like, how do you go from that? How do you end it on that party? Because
it's all a blur.
it was a
blur. I do believe though, when something is meant to be, is meant to be. Him and I, Circuit and I, have a very special bond, and we really get each other, and we're very close. And I think that, I think we just, I don't know, we always tend to make magic in the studio.
Okay, so were you I mean, what was in your mind the day that happened? Like, you were just going to a party, you were just singing "Happy Birthday." Like, what was your reaction? What was your feelings at that time?
I remember being so excited that, I, was meeting people in the industry. But then again, at the time, I was so young, and I had already been burned so many times. So I didn't think anything of it. And then later on, I get some calls to go work in the studio, and then we start making music. And a year later, like, I get signed. And then 2 years later, Sweet But Psycho was born. So, it didn't happen overnight still, but it brought me to where I am now.
Right. Okay. So, also, I just wanted to ask, your first album was a success, of course, and I realized the title. I mean, Heaven and Hell, right? So those are opposites. I mean, it works perfectly for the album since I heard all the songs and everything. But then I realized you also have like a certain look. Your hair, it's like short, long, so it's like also opposites. Are we gonna see any more opposites in your career or anything?
Oh yeah, it's not stopping. I feel like my world is ruled by duality.
Right, but that's cool. I mean, it's a way to stand out, I think.
I guess I've always been like that since I was a little girl. I've always wanted my cake, and I wanted to have it. What do you call it? Have and eat it too.
Oh, like two flavors or something?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And it's the second album already in the works. I just saw your Instagram and you were in the studio.
I am working a lot, yes, in the studio. A lot of music. That's all I can say.
Okay, and Okay, this is not any info that we're gonna try to get out, but is there anyone that you would like to collaborate with in the future?
Oh yeah, Khalid for sure. Bad Bunny, I think he's awesome. J Balvin.
Oh, so you're into Latin music too?
Definitely, definitely. There's some incredible artists. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. And I also read, since you're a singer-songwriter, that you said that there is a story behind each song. So since the last single you dropped, I mean, the last video you dropped was for My Head and My Heart, what would you say? What's the story behind that one?
My Head and My Heart is about really feeling like in love, but then also feeling attached, detached and in love. So you're feeling two emotions at the same time. Means basically you're caught in between your head and your heart. So you don't know what to pick. In the end though, you have to go with your heart. I really believe that. And I think it's all about the feeling you get when you're in, that relationship that you feel torn in a way. And, but also it's a fun song. It makes you want to dance. As you can see in the video, I wanted to make it really lighthearted and fun. And so it's kind of a bit of both.
Right. It's a really nice song. I mean, all of the songs are really catchy. I mean, in the whole album, they're really amazing. And I just love the way you write about female empowerment, and it's really nice to hear about that. It's also funny though, because since you say like behind each song there is a story, and you're in your 20s, so you're in this dating age that we all go through. I mean, that happened to me too until I got engaged. But have you ever been to a date that you want to share with us, and then it was so bad that you were like, I'm gonna write a song about this? Oh
yeah, definitely. Definitely. I write about all my experiences, so it's all in my music.
Okay. Well, that's a good comeback for any guy that would just messed it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was nice talking to you, Ava.
Hola, I'm Ava Max, and you're listening to Radio Planeta. Mwah.